Hey guys, Lizard Lee here for Pins Day 4, and I've got the test right here. The only one I've gotten a request for since I did all the other ones, and I did finish that third one, so it looks really good. Only request I've gotten is for a cat emoji, so I'm gonna work on that one. I might do a Doctor Who one after. There are a few very simple patterns I got off of Google. I didn't know it was going to be this small when I printed it out, but it has, a bunch of things on it. I'm the doctor. So, fish custard. Don't blink. So, hello, sweetie. So, I might do one of those. I don't know. I'm thinking of being evil and doing something from the movie The Crow, because the store manager, that's like his favorite movie. I am evil. But, so many people have said it sounds like a good idea, but I don't know if they're just, like, uncomfortable with making a request, or they don't know what all I could do. I don't know. So I'm thinking just, making patterns to show people, oh, hey, we can do this. I want to try and stick to stuff I really like, though, in case nobody does buy it. So, I mean, I've seen the movie The Crow, but I don't know. I think because I saw it after learning a lot about it, like, I already knew, like, the overall story, and I knew that the actual actor, what was his name? Bruce Lee's kid was shot on set, and, like, that's super depressing, and it killed him, so, or it eventually did, but, I don't know. It was really depressing. I don't know where I'm going with this. It should fit on the, 28 count? 22 count? I think I pulled out 28 count. I don't know. Whatever. A small squares, basically. It should fit, because it's like 40 high by like 45 wide or something. It's pretty big, actually. I haven't pulled out the colors yet. I wrote down the numbers for them, but I haven't pulled them out yet. So I should go do that, because obviously I can't stitch without them. Alrighty. So I did that quick circle in black just to get an idea of how big it was going to be, or, how it would fit. So I started on the uppermost left corner just to make sure it would fit, because even though I counted it, you never know, because it's a circle, it's not a square, so it's a lot more difficult to measure it out. But it did end up fitting no problem, and eventually I take out the black back stitching, so whatever. Okay, so I typed in interesting questions on Bing.com again, and it was, the one I clicked was 101 fun and interesting questions to perk up boring gatherings. So let's see if this perks us up, you guys. Number 1, tell me the 3 best things about you. I'm really friendly, I'm very happy, and I love to learn. So much. 2, on a scale of 1 to 10, how strict are/were your parents? Probably around the middle, like 5 or so. Like, I was never hit. I've never been hit. But I always knew, like, if I act up, I'ma face the consequences, and I ain't gonna like them. So, they were just where they needed to be. Because I've had some friends who, like, they weren't allowed to watch Harry Potter because, ooh, sorcery, and it's like, it's a fucking movie. Like, every movie you watch is gonna be fake. Or, well, what, the Boyhood one or whatever, where it followed the real kid, I guess that one was, like, real or something, but, like, almost every single movie you see, there is a script of some kind. And, like, it's fake, alright? It's fake. 3, who was your worst teacher? Why? That would be Miss Wagner, my English teacher, my junior year of high school. That was the first time I ever got anything below an A. It was an AP class, and I had a C almost the entire year, and I got A's in all my other AP classes, so I still finished with a 4.0. But what really pissed me off was, like, if I had deserved that C, whatever, I'll take it, because I got C's in college that I deserved that C, and I'm actually damn proud of that C. But I deserved a fucking A in that class, alright? So, throughout the entire year, we were supposed to keep a journal of all of the stuff we were reading, and it had to be dated. Every single thing had a date. And she knew the dates, so, she could check it if you had dated it correctly or not. Every single quarter, I was the only person who was keeping up with it. Everybody else did it at the last minute. And I would always give them the dates because, they're my classmates, and I'm not an asshole who's gonna, like, purposefully try and make them fail or whatever. I actually posted it on not on Facebook. That was back when MySpace was big. I posted it on MySpace. So even if people in my class didn't have me added on MySpace, they were able to send it to their friends and everybody got it. You would not believe the number of people that thanked me for posting those dates. And mine were always more detailed than everyone else's because I had literally just finished reading it. So I knew everything. So while I would have like an entire page devoted to this, reading we had, other people would have a quarter of a page. She gave them A's. I kid you not. Like, I read other people's works and I'm like, what the hell? Like, this quality of a fourth of a page should be reflected in their grade because they didn't say anything important. Like, they would get things wrong because they misremembered things. Because nobody had time, when they did it at the last minute, to go back and read everything. And that's one thing I didn't do. I didn't let people read my work. Like, whatever. And I actually asked her about it. I was like, okay, you gave my friend Jessica an A. And, like, I didn't say this part, but she copied my work. I was helping her with it. And I was just like, I read hers, and hers, every single one of her entries is shorter than mine. Why did I get a worse grade? And, oh, you didn't have enough details, and blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? I have 10 times more details than every other person in this class. Like, oh my God, are you kidding me? And she just, oh my goodness. When parent-teacher conferences rolled around, so we had one, what was it, the first quarter? And I already had a C by then. My mom comes in, and Miss Wagner's like, oh yeah, Elizabeth's doing great in the class. She's doing a good job, and blah, 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 blah. And my mom just sat there. I always told my parents what my grades were. They always knew. Because, usually it was A's, and this one when it was C's, and I was telling them, like, yeah, she's fucking me over. My mom just sat there and stared at her. And when we walked out, my mom was like, she just lied to my face. That woman lied to my face. If she thinks you are doing great work, you should be getting an A. And everybody else should be getting a C. And yeah, I completely agreed with that. And like, I hated her so much because of all the times she screwed me over like that even my parents hated her. My mom and I were walking through the food court one day. It was after I'd finished that class. But she walked by and she's like, oh, hi, Elizabeth, how are you? And I just kept walking. Like, I did not respond because I was like, fuck you. Like, no, I'm not going to talk to somebody who thinks it's okay to grade someone more harshly just because they think they're the smartest one in the class. That's what the seniors told me. So when I was taking this class as a junior, I complained to the seniors who had taken her the year before for the same class. And they were like, oh yeah, she always singles out the person who she thinks is the best, and she always grades them way harsher than everybody else. And I was just like, are you kidding me? Like, I'm already doing more work than everybody else. I'm working harder in this class than anybody else. And I'm only getting a C? Oh man, I was so pissed. And they're like, oh no, the next year will be so much easier for you. She goes way easier on the person she thinks she thinks is the smartest. And I was like, yeah, I doubt that for some reason. F this. So the next year I took the AP English class online. And I ended up having to move my schedule around. I don't remember why, but I did. And you know what happened? Whatever. I was happy with it. And that online class happened to be in the exact same period she was teaching AP Lit. And I actually had to go to the principal's office. And he was like, so, we're thinking of moving you into Miss Wagner's class because it's the same class. And we assumed that you were only taking it online because you had to before. And I was like, no,
If you move me into her class, I am going to be taking the easy English class. I do not care. I will not have her as my teacher again. And the principal looked at me like, oh? And I was like, if you don't believe me, you can go talk to my parents, and I guarantee you they will back me up. I will not be in her class again. I am a straight A student, and she tried to screw me over, and I will not have it happen again. He pulled up my grades, and he's like, oh, yeah, you've had straight A's every single year that I can see here, and you know you have good marks, and every teacher says that you're a great student, and yeah, you got a C in her class. And so he was like, I might still have to have a meeting with your parents, but for now, yeah, I'll let you stay in the online class. Yeah, I guess I never spoke to my parents, the principal. I was left alone in that online class, no problems. I got an A in it. So, Miss Wagner, I hated her so much. I still hate her to this day, you guys. Okay? I hate that woman so much. Oh my goodness. Dude, like, so the last time I saw her was when we passed in the food court. I'm telling you, if we ever come across each other again and she recognizes me, I'm gonna go tell her to F off. Like, just F off. Although, more likely than not, I would just continue walking without saying anything. Or maybe I'd just be like, bitch, you gave me a C when I deserved an A. You can go to hell. Like, ugh. Okay, end rant. Number 4, who was your favorite teacher? Why? I just talked about Miss Jones in the last episode, so if you want to hear about, or well, that was the most memorable class, wasn't it? Because favorite teacher, that actually is kind of hard. I mean, I loved Miss Jones. I still love her. I have her added on Facebook. I adore that woman. I also really love Mr. Martinez, and I know I have talked about him I actually want to say twice already. I know for sure once. He was the computer teacher I had. He was great. Who else was a really good teacher? Did I have a favorite teacher in college? I really liked my Zumba instructor. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with either Miss Jones or Mr. Martinez, and I've talked about both of them. 5, which would you pick? Being world-class attractive, a genius, or famous for doing something great? Okay, being world-class attractive is the one I like the least on here, because more likely than not, if I became that beautiful or whatever overnight, you know, it would have to be like due to surgery or something. Or like even if it just like happened naturally, you know, you see so many models who are just like disgustingly skinny. Like you look at them and you're like, yeah, either you have anorexia, you have bulimia, or your body just like your metabolism works way too fast, and it's scary how fast it works, and it's scary. There are so many models where I look at them and I'm like, how can people think that's beautiful? Like she looks like she's gonna fall over because she hasn't eaten enough. It scares me. Like I'm genuinely worried about a lot of the models I've seen. Like oh my god, it terrifies me, you guys. Like, oh wait. So I could either be genius or famous for doing something great. Well, I mean, if I'm a genius, I'm most likely going to become famous for doing something great, right? And if I've done something great, it's most likely because I'm a genius. Or I suddenly came into a crap ton of money and I did the right thing. Famous for doing something great. I think I would actually pick genius between those 3. Because, like, being really smart, I'd be able to do a lot. Because this one says famous for doing something great. That implies it's only one thing. I'm only famous for doing something great, rather than some things that were great. So I'll go with genius with the hopes that I do a lot of great things and I help out a lot. Number 6, who are the 3 greatest living musicians? I mean, personally, I love Phil Collins. I have never tried to hide that fact. I love Bon Jovi. And the lead singer of Marianas Trench, because he has a beautiful voice and he plays like 20 million instruments. Okay, maybe not 20 million, but I think he knows like 20 or something. He knows a ton. It's insane. What's his name? Josh. Oh, let me type it in. Marianas Trench. Josh Ramsey. Josh Ramsey? Yes? He had his hair dyed green for a while. It was awesome. Yeah, Josh Ramsey. He's spectacular, you guys. I love his music. I love that band's music. Whoa, I just lost my question. 7. If you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be? Um, mm, like I would love to have darker skin so that people wouldn't make fun of me for being so damn pale, and then I'd be able to get suntan. I'd be able to tan, but at the same time, like I wouldn't really be me at that point, you know? Like that would be a big change, especially in my physical appearance. You know, and like if people can't like me because I'm super pale, that's not my problem. That's theirs. That's a stupid reason to hate somebody, dude. The color of their skin, you can't control that crap. Um, so my allergies. You know what? I would get rid of my allergies. I'm so done with having allergies year round. I'm done with it. I take a Claritin every single day, and there are days where you can't tell. I can take 2 and you still can't tell. It's horrible. Number 8. What was your favorite toy growing up? Barbie dolls. Just Barbie. I love playing with Barbies. I mean, I love Legos and Tonka trucks. I love playing in the dirt. I loved it all. But my favorite would have had to have been Barbies. Just because I loved making up my own world. And it just, you see so many movies and TV shows and read so many books where you're like, dang, I wish that hadn't happened. I wanted it to go this way. If you're playing with, dolls, it goes however way you want it to go. So it was always nice. Number 9, name 3 celebrities you most admire. Um, I don't know. I don't really admire any. I know I've followed Tyler Hecklin on Instagram, and he's done a lot of money to raise. Or he's done a lot of money. He's done a lot of stuff to raise money for like wolves. He was on Team Wolf, so it was really cool. And he just seems like a really great guy, so I admire him. I don't know. I don't really pay much attention to what celebrities do because I'm there to watch them in movies and then whatever. Like, I know that sounds so bad, but it's the truth. I don't follow their lives because I don't know them personally. It's weird. I don't know. I'm weird, so whatever. Number 10, name a celebrity you think is lame. Honestly, I have a hard time watching Melissa McCarthy because it's fat joke after fat joke after fat joke after fat joke. And it's like, yeah, okay, I get it. She's a bit overweight, but like that is literally not the best thing about her. Like I don't watch much of her because for the longest time, every single time I saw her, it was just fat jokes. And I was like, this is super annoying. Like, yeah, she's a little overweight. She is not like morbidly obese. This woman can still walk around. She can still run around. She can still act and do all these other things. But they're always talking about how fat she is. And, you'll get somebody who is her size and is going to feel put down by it. Like, whether it's, said in good fun or not, calling somebody fat isn't a compliment. Like, oh my God. Or at least most people don't take it as a compliment. I should put that on there. So I'm sick of it. I'm sure everybody's gonna like name a bunch of movies where they like they don't ever mention the fact that she's fat, or she like falls over because she's fat, or she eats a lot of food because she's fat. But I'm sick of it. Every single one I saw, it happened, and I am sick of it. Number 11, what accomplishment are you most proud of? The Pokemon cross stitch. We've been over this. 12, which of your friends are you proudest of? Why? I'm really proud of Sam because she was comfortable enough to come out over Facebook. Like, she didn't come out to many people in person, which I get because, a lot of people are going to be like, whoa, what the hell? Versus, if you post stuff on Facebook, making it obvious that, you're not straight, your friends are going to see it. And, I'm sure some people were like, whoa, what the hell? And they deleted her or whatever. But every time I she pops up and it says what friends we have in common. I'm like, yeah, those are all the same people we still hung out with over, throughout high school. So I'm really proud of her. Because, I mean, I'm straight, so I don't have to deal with how difficult all of that is to deal with and, have the repercussions with it and all the judgmental people. So, and actually, I have a lot of friends that are not straight and have come out, so I'm proud of a lot of them. But her especially, just because we had there were 3 of us that were, like, all best friends. It was Sam, Josh, and myself. I was straight. Josh was gay. Sam was lesbian. At first, she identified as as bisexual, and then as time went on, she's like, you know what, I think I'm really only into chicks. She came out to him first, and then she came out to me, and she made sure Josh was there, and I was like, oh, okay. And then she kind of looked at me, and I was like, what? Did you think I was gonna, like, judge you or something? Like, I don't care. Whatever. And Josh was like, see, Sam? I told you! So I'm proud of her for that. I'm very outgoing. I'm very loud. I'm very talkative. And, coming out to somebody who you think isn't going to be okay with it, or you think is going to go tell a ton of people, it's brave. I didn't tell anybody because she didn't tell me I could. I'm telling people now because, like, who cares? She's out proud. It's great. 13. What's the most beautiful place you've ever been? Well, shit. What is the most beautiful place I've ever been? Oh, what? Dude, oh my God. I keep thinking of Yellowstone and the Great Barrier Reef. Those are so beautiful. Like, they're so colorful and spectacular, and it's all natural things. But if you want to go with, like, man-made most beautiful, gosh, like, any cathedral or castle in Europe is just breathtaking. The Great Wall of China was breathtaking. Like, oh man. That's tough, dude. I don't know. I've been to many places, alright? You can't ask me kind of questions like that. 14. What are your 3 favorite movies? Okay, so Clue, Howl's Moving Castle. Oh gosh. Ooh, either Beauty and the Beast or Tangled. Ooh, I think I'm actually gonna have to go with Tangled. Oh my gosh. I mean, I love both of them, but Tangled was spectacular. It was so awesome. 15. How would you describe me to your friends? Am I describing Tessa because she's the only other one in here? Like, I know it's to perk up boring gatherings, but not necessarily is every single gathering you're at going to be with people you know. So you wouldn't be able to answer that question. That's weird. I don't know. How would you guys describe me to your friends? Comment down below. Let me know. 16. Which historical figure would you like to be? Ooh. Historical figure. I don't know. Because, like, a lot of the really great ones were, like, assassinated. Like, so I don't want that. And nobody knows what really happened to Amelia Earhart, so I don't know about... Honestly, I've been on enough planes, I don't need to fly one. I'm okay. Especially not to my death or my doom or whatever. I don't know, I don't think I would like to be any of them. It doesn't really appeal to me, and no one is really coming to mind that, like, I would like to be. So, no. 17. Yeah. What's the right age to get married? Well, I don't think there's necessarily any right age. Personally, I think it would be best if the person was, like, at least 18 or older, just because there's so many responsibilities that come with being married, and if you're not legally seen by, or at least, well, this country, as an adult, I don't really think it's a great idea. I mean, personally, I think it would be best if people waited till like closer to 21. Because I don't know, it seems weird to be married and not allowed to drink. I don't know. It just, like you think, oh, when I'm an adult, you think either 18 or 21, and I don't know. I like child marriage just seems creepy to me. Like I know there are a lot of countries where they do it and it's not creepy, it's totally normal, and that's great. But for me personally, no. I cannot imagine myself at 16 married. I can't. No. I've always been mature for my age, but I was not mature enough at 16 to be married. Just no. Okay, 18. Tell me 3 things you remember about kindergarten. I remember I think every single time we made cupcakes for somebody's birthday, I was always asked to help them ice the cupcake or put the icing on the cupcakes. So, even in kindergarten, I was popular. I remember spelling my name in like whipped cream or something like that. And I remember on Valentine's Day, we all had really, really huge envelopes filled with Valentines from all our classmates. And, we all pulled them out and we read them, and it was great. Like, it'd be so great to get Valentines, at this age, but we don't really do it anymore. Although I will say one of my coworkers, he got everybody a Valentine and a piece of chocolate. And I was just like, oh, you're so sweet. Oh my gosh. Like I was just so touched. Like I thought that was so nice. Cause I'm over here like, yeah, I wouldn't do that. Nope. I don't make enough money for that. Even if it was all on clearance. Like, nope. I'm such a bad person. Okay, 19. What paper that you've written are you most proud of? Probably the one I wrote about Patton for my sophomore year of high school, for my English and history classes. They were both honors and they were connected, so the paper wasn't necessarily for one of them, it was for both of them. I earned that grade, you guys. I'm pretty sure I got an A, and I earned it. Might have been a B, but either way, I finished that year with an A in both classes, so I'm cool with it. Sorry, I need to go blow my nose. Okay. 20. What would you do if you were invisible for a day? Oh my god. I could record myself cross-stitching. How crazy would that be to just see a needle, like, stitching stuff? That would be insane. But, okay, so no, that's not really what I would want to do. I'd love to go around, the house, go around to work and hear what people say. Whether it's necessarily about me or not, doesn't matter. I'd like to hear and see how people are when they're not around me. Because I've met a lot of people who seem to be one way, and then, like, they don't see you, but you can see them, and they're different around other people, and you're just like, wow, okay. Like, you'll get somebody that you think you're really good friends with, and then somebody else will tell you, like, oh yeah, they were talking smack about you behind your back, and you're like, whoa, what? What? No, that person's my friend. They've never given any indication that they don't like me. How? No, you're lying. And then, you get suspicious and you either overhear something yourself or you have someone else come up and tell you and you're just like, wow, like, this must be happening. This is not the person I thought they were. And it really sucks, man. Like, oh, in middle school, I was best friends with Molly and this girl, Katie, who Molly was a year ahead of me. Katie was a year behind me. And Katie and I were in the same class, which I know sounds crazy, but in Spain, it was kindergarten to 8th grade. And there were only 1, 2, 3, 4 teachers and the Spanish teacher and the librarian. It was crazy. But, and Katie one day, I started becoming friends with her. And I think it was more so because she wanted to be friends with me than that I wanted to be friends with her. Because Molly and I, we were best friends. For like several years after I had moved, we still like sent letters to each other, like physical letters, like snail mail kind, all right? That's how good of friends we were from middle school. Anyways, she came up to me one day and she was telling me that Molly had called me a bitch and all these other horrible things. And I had never had any kind of experience like that before. So it didn't even cross my mind that she was lying to me. You know, like I was really naive and I believed it. And obviously, she had told Molly that I was saying the same kind of stuff about her. And so Molly and I stopped hanging out, and I started hanging out with Katie all the time. And then one day, Molly and I were walking home, and I don't remember who started it, but one of us was just like, "Why did you call me a bitch?" And we were both just like, "Wait, what? I didn't call you that. I would never call you that. I thought we were best friends, but you said this about me." And then we just came to realize, like, oh, Katie lied to both of us. And oh, the next time I saw her, the two of us were hanging out, and she was just like, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" And I was like, "We're hanging out without you because you're a fucking bitch." Like, I think I actually did cuss her out. Like, I was so upset about it. And she ran off crying. And I never even tried to mend that friendship because I was like, seriously? I spent, like, I don't even know how long, like 6 months or more, thinking my best friend hated me, and I was hanging out with somebody else who was completely fake. And I just, oh, there is a difference between just complaining to get something off your back. Like, oh man, this person really annoyed me today, blah, 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 blah. And then you move on, and then the next day you've completely forgotten about it. That's totally fine. Everybody complains about their friends every once in a while. You don't have a perfect friendship. If you do, I would be slightly worried. I'm just saying. Like, you don't, maybe not necessarily, but like a little bit. I'm a little worried. But there's a difference between that and just constantly harking on every single thing the person does. Or, even just spreading lies about the person. Or, telling one person, "Oh, hey, this person said this about you," when they actually didn't. Like, that is horrible. It's so mean. Like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah. No. 21. Who would you like to live like for a day? I don't know. A crazy, famous, rich person? It'd be interesting, but I don't know. In the end, if I really loved it, I'd come back to this life and be upset. So that would suck. 22. If you could time travel, where would you go? I'd like to go to the future. I'd like to see where we are in like 500 years. Assuming, global warming hasn't killed all of us by then. But I love the Pendragon series by DJ McHale. And there's First Earth, which is set during the time of the Hindenburg. Second Earth, which is, current times. And Third Earth, which is in like, I think it's the year 3000, maybe, around then. And when he comes out, there's just like grass everywhere. And it turns out the people have used up, they had used up almost all of Earth's resources, and it got really bad. So people started building buildings under the ground. And so, once you go inside, there's a bajillion floors going down. And the rest of the earth is pretty much just covered in grass and greenery, and it's amazing. And that would be really interesting to see. Also, the library they had was spectacular, and if we had something like that, like, what? Holograms? You can see Abraham Lincoln give his speech? What? That would be so cool. 23. If you could live in any TV home, what would it be? I mean, we just talked about Pokemon, so living in Ash Ketchum's home would be pretty cool. I've already passed the age of 10, so I would just be out and about. At my age, I'd probably be a gym leader. That'd be pretty sweet. Maybe I'd even be part of the Elite Four. Ooh. But no, okay. If I had to think about a permanent home, like, I love Buffy. Pre-Dawn. Post-Dawn, I would just die. I hate that chick. I love Michelle Trachtenberg. She's a great actress. But I hate Dawn Summers. Like, I cannot stand that character. Oh my gosh. And now the SpongeBob theme just popped in my head, but I do not want to live down there with any of them. Like, Squidward's hilarious, but he would make my life miserable. So, I don't want to be as miserable as he is. Misery loves company and all that. Dude, living in the house in Clue. that huge mansion, that would be spectacular because there's secret passageways. As long as I don't run into a bunch of dead bodies, because that would be terrifying. Wow, I don't know. You know what? I love the movie Clueless. I'm looking at my DVDs right now, and that movie, or it's a mansion. The mansion in that movie looks spectacular, and Paul Rudd would be there because he'd be there with Cher, and like I love them, so that would be awesome. 24. What's your favorite ice cream flavor? Vanilla, French vanilla. Butter pecan is good. Cookies and cream is good. Yeah, stuff like that. I like the boring stuff for the most part. 25. Would you rather live for a week in the past or the future? The future. I've already lived the past. I don't need to relive it. 26. What's your most embarrassing childhood memory? When I was choking on a piece of candy in Germany. So I was in third or fourth grade, and I had a huge crush on my next door neighbor, and he was my best friend. And I didn't find out until after they had moved, but he had a crush on me back. Like, ugh, how lame. Although, fourth grade, you don't really, well, I guess some people date at that age, but I don't know. But, anyways, um, where was I going with that? Oh, we were all singing and dancing to a Shania Twain song, and we were eating these pieces of candy that look like, the erasers you can stick on the end of your pencil, like the extra ones. And I kind of swallowed it, but it got stuck in the middle of my throat. I calmly get off of the bed that we're jumping on. I calmly walk to the kitchen, and by the time I get there, I'm just like, and his parents come over, and the mom is like, honey, are you choking? And I just, like, I'm nodding, like, the dad comes over, he pulls me over to the trash can, he leans me over it, puts one hand underneath my mouth, and so I'm immediately just like, you want me to puke into your hand? Like, that's weird, bro. Like, I don't want to puke in your hand. And then he starts patting me on the back, and eventually it comes up. And it lands in his hand, he looks at it, and he throws it in the trash. And my next thought was, dude, that candy was good. I wanted that back. Like, why did you put it in your hand if you weren't going to give it back to me? As I'm older now, he wanted to see what I was choking on, obviously. And by then, Nathan, my best friend, had come out, and he was just like, the heck is going on? And his mom was like, hey, honey, Nate, why don't you go get her some water? He got me a cup of water, and the mom comes over, and she's like, are you okay? And I nod. I try to say yes, and it hurts. And she's just like, oh, I know how much it hurts to choke. It's okay. You'll be okay. I was so humiliated because I was just like, I have a huge crush on this guy, and he just saw me, like, spit something up into his dad's hand over a trash can. Like, it was so stupid. Like, I had such a crush on him. I did not want to humiliate myself by running out because I was choking. I had to calmly walk out like I was going to pee or something. Oh my gosh, you guys. I was a dork then, I'm a dork now. Never ends. 27. What's your best childhood memory? Childhood. Okay, so that one was elementary school, so I'll try and stick with elementary school or younger. Ooh. My best childhood memory. Pretty much any time spent with Molly, because we had so much fun. She was the first person I met that we had, like, a bunch of stuff in common, and, that's what formed our friendship, rather than just, oh, hey, you're nice, I'm nice, let's, go play and have fun. It was, I love Sailor Moon. I introduced it to her. She loved it, so we would watch it together. We would play Barbies of it together. We created our own card game with it. Like, it was so much fun. And we lived right next door to each other. So anytime we wanted to go play, it was just, okay, Mom, I'm going next door, bye. Like, that's it. And, I just always had so much fun with her. It was awesome. Yeah. 28. What's your favorite holiday? Christmas, because, presents and presents. And everybody's always happy and nice on Christmas, and that's always great. Also presents.
I'm such a bad person, I know. Can you tell I was really annoyed at this point? Okay, 29. If you could eat only 3 foods for the rest of your life, what would they be? Pizza, spaghetti, macaroni, and cheese casserole. We've been over this. 30. If you could be a cartoon character for a week, who would you be? Okay, so I would love to be a dude. Could I be Edward Elric before the end of the series? If you've seen it, you know why I'm choosing that. Because that would be awesome. Although being Sailor Moon would be pretty sweet, too. Such a dork. Oh my gosh, you guys. I have been working on this all day. It is 8:19 p.m. I used a single strand on 28 count fabric. My neck hurts. My hand hurts. My toes hurt. My everything hurts. My foot still hurts. Oh my goodness. Just, like, it's cute, but oh my gosh. I just, no. No more cat emojis. No more any emojis. Oh, now my elbow hurts. Oh, at least it's not the place where I got my bruise from earlier. Oh my god. Oh, look at that. You come to me as soon as I start whining because I'm in pain. You are the sweetest little baby girl. Yes, you're the sweetest. I love you so much. Yes. Seriously, did you see that? I was like, ah, my elbow. And she was like, I will rescue you. Oh, baby. Alright, what are you looking at? What are you looking at? You're purring. Oh, my baby, you're so sweet. Oh, I love you. I love you. Okay, I'm gonna go see how long it took me. I'm thinking it took like at least 3 hours because the video is almost an hour long. Oh my god. Oh, I know, Tess. That is embarrassing. Oh my god, I just elbowed the desk with my other elbow. Oh my god. Why do I have a death wish? Oh, that's not gonna go over. Okay. Oh my god, my elbows. Oh my goodness. Do you guys remember when I said 3 hours? It's closer to 5 hours. Oh my goodness. I don't like using such a teeny tiny count. I really don't. It's so difficult. It takes so long. Because it's so tiny. My elbows really hurt. Oh my gosh. I really hope when I go to work tomorrow there are other requests. And they're not emojis. Oh my goodness. Freaking 5 hours. 5 hours to do one stupid emoji. Like, it might have fit on 22 count. I don't know. I don't know. I only had the one to do today, so I guess I chose the right day to do the one. Oh my god. Then I was thinking it would only take me a few hours, and then I'd be able to do some more crocheting for the blanket. But no, because now I'm going to go do the narration, and there's not going to be much time after that. Oh my gosh. Like, do you have anything to add? Anything to add, my love? Oh, ooh, my elbow just, or not my elbow, my back just popped. Before that, my arm popped. Oh. Oh. Okay. So like, subscribe, share, comment, all that jazz.
I'll see you guys in the next video, which hopefully will have more than one pin in it, rather than just a teeny tiny emoji. The wind, like, not the wind, the fan feels really good, but it keeps blowing my hair in my nose. I'm so tired. Okay. I just did the sign off. I need to do the clicky thingy. I had to re-show this because as I was doing my narration, I looked over and saw myself doing that, and it got such a giggle. And there it is, real time. Oh my god. I was so done at this point.